0. Alright, the main difference, you guys, why a lot of people do not like Flash so much, it's because Flash is not a raster software. Flash is a vector software. Raster is basically bitmaps. Okay, bitmaps is what you guys are used to do in Photoshop. Okay, bitmaps is that. Little square or little rectangles, one after the others in an X, Y coordinate system, and they are defined by RGB. Red, green, and blue. It's not the case of vectors. Vectors is a math formula, like a quadratic formula, if I remember, something like that, like X equal Y2 plus, so it's a curve basically. It works more like a curve. The big advantage of Flash is that because of that, you can scale Flash up and down your file without any noise or defect. All right, you're not going to lose anything when you make it bigger, which is huge. With bitmaps, raster, you guys, if you make it big, what's going to happen? Yeah, it gets cubism. All right, it becomes cubic. Basically, the pixels start to show. Okay, basically the rule, all right, is 10%. Okay, and with bitmaps, you can scale it up 10% without any artifacts. Past 10%, you will get a lot of artifacts. All right, so that's not what we want. Okay, so in Flash, that doesn't happen whatsoever. It doesn't mean that in Flash you cannot bring raster, all right, or bitmaps into Flash to use it as art. Okay, but it's not the main goal. It's not as much fun. All right, that's the main thing. Now let's look at a couple of things. First of all, we're gonna go straight flat for the user interface first, you guys. Okay, nice and easy. So the first file, because I know a lot of you guys told me that they didn't know anything, all right, which is fair. The first one, file, you have new, open. Let me get my little tool right here. Basically, you can make a new file. You can open a file that you kept. You can browse. You can open from a site. You can open a recent file. Basically, if you've done something, yesterday, you don't want to look for it, which is kind of useful. You can save and compact it. You can save as, because there's multiple formats. You can save it as a template. All right. You can save all. You can import things. And if you look at the import right here, you can import to stage or you can import to library mainly. All right. Basically, this is your stage right here. That white thing that you see right there, that's called a stage. You can import it to stage. I would not do that. When it's imported to stage, it's just on your stage. It's not really of any real use. One of the really strong points of Flash is its possibility of having a library, kind of a database, all right, for your scene, for your work, basically, of all your elements. And that's really useful because that library that you can find under window, library right here, so it's already there. Oh yeah, it's already open right here. All right, will let you reuse those things over and over. Meaning you make one tank, for example, all right, you want to reuse it, you just grab it from the library and drop it right there. And you'll have multiple instances of that graphic, all right, without any memory, heavy memory basically used. Okay, that's very useful because you can reuse the same thing over and over, scale it up and down after that, small, big, all right, even with animation, you guys, to have something that looks very complicated and fairly complex, but is made of really simple stuff. All right, that's where the art, the real business of an artist for Flash is into. If you look at all those big games online, I'll bet you it's all libraries that they reuse drag and drop stuff to make their big backgrounds, and then really it's a couple things only that is reproduced over and over. All right, that is a big major point of Flash. All right, you guys. That is CS3, so it's a little different than what I'm used to do, but that's no big deal. Okay, now, publishing settings, you guys, when you're going to publish your stuff, you can select the name of things, what you want, the format. All right, you guys, you can also select the version of the Flash you're going to want to use it for, all right, save it for. The loading, basically, the loading is basically how it loads the art, all right, bottom to top or top to bottom. All right, you guys. And also, the action script that you're going to use. Okay, and there's a couple things you can, that's, you know, for the action script. Now you can select to generate a size for the report. You can protect it from import, which basically if you don't want someone to steal it. Alright, that's what it gets down to it, then you're going to use that option. Alright, you're going to be able to debug it, and that's for your coders. I don't do that much of that type of things. You can have a password. Okay, you have a script limit, that's for you guys coding. That the quality of the JPEG, if you bring JPEG or export it as JPEGs and so forth, you guys, you can compress right here your sorry, your raster. Your raster bitmaps can be compressed right there. You know, I'd say 60 is really low, it's pretty, you know, low enough. After that, it has tendency to you know, get bad. Same thing, you can set up your audio stream. And I don't do much audio, you guys. It takes MP3, which is pretty cool, by the way. Alright, that's really cool, actually. And that's sound system to override stuff. We're not going to touch anything of that. Now, you have HTML also right here. You can have Flash, HTSP. It's a different couple of formats. Now, the dimension, you can change your dimension of your output. Alright, basically. So it can be in pixels if you have a pixels constraint, alright, certain size you want to do. It could be percent, alright, or it can be match the movie. Basically, in the movie, I'll show you how to change the movie size. You know. Now you can pause it at start, alright, or not. You can loop it, have it loop over and over, alright. The quality, obviously, right here, low, high, best. The window mode, it can be in window, or it can be transparent or opaque, windowless. Okay, that's your choice, you guys. You know how it is. It's the framing, basically. All right. You have an alignment for HTML if you put in an HTML file, basically, and the scaling of your window, basically. You have also alignment, horizontal and vertical, basically, center, and so forth, and a warning if you want to show it or not. Those are pretty much, that's the back end when you're going to publish your work. All right. Now, the import, as I said, you better import to library. And when you go to import, you guys, you are going to want to, if it comes ever, right here, you have a bunch of formats you can use, and that's all the classic. Alright, those are all the classic PNG, bitmap, JPEG, GIF, you know, even other Flash movies. There's a lot of things that can be actually done. Alright, so let me stop that Camtasia right here.